Peace and blessings, family. Is on once again. Welcome to your Power Couple Mental Fitness Program with yours truly, Amari.
And Queen Amari.
In the building, sponsored by EY Pele Movement. EY Pele Movement is a ministry where we focus on your spiritual, your physical, and your financial well-being. And hopefully you are winning out there, regardless of what's going on, what obstacles confront you in your life. Hopefully you are winning. Just like a track runner, they have to hurdle the obstacle. But as long as you don't give up, you're going to cross that finish line. Believe that. We're going to talk about that today. We're going to talk about success is an excellent teacher. Success is an excellent teacher. We're going to say Happy African History Month to everybody. We got a wonderful sale going on Kevlar Lifestyle. We got a 10% off discount. And we give thanks for our ancestor, Craig G. Excuse me, I almost said Craig G. Carter G. Woodson, for restoring our people back to our traditional greatness. So we're going to go on a short little commercial break there for you. Make sure you go over there and enjoy that discount code. We got African men's, women's clothing, accessories for your needs. And we'll be back after this short commercial break. Remember,
don't go anywhere.
Success is an excellent teacher. We're going to talk to you. We're going to tell you how we build the empire. Yes, indeed.
Service your African men's and women's clothing, accessories, health, and wellness product needs. Visit alkebulanlife.com.
Yes, indeed, family. We want to thank you all for those of you who support us on the Kevlar Lifestyle. Thank you so much for helping us to be able to stay in business, helping us to be able to take care of our family and other families as well, enabling us to hire other individuals. And as we always say, it's more to it than you just actually giving an exchange for commerce for a product. You know, you're actually literally helping us to stay in business and helping us to employ others as we do. Okay. Even our lawn man, you know, our air conditioning man, you know, seriously, you know, even the ones who work on our homes, you know, our rental properties, you know what I'm saying? We're able to hire other individuals because of the income that's coming in is helping us to be able to do great things, you know, to be able to bless other people's lives, you know, that like Sister Tamiki, Big Sis Media, okay, who did our banner, you see what I'm saying, who did the video, right, the intro to this video, okay, we're able to hire other individuals, you know, because of your support. So thank you so much for you investing, okay. It's a great return. It's a dual benefit. You get what you need and we get what we need. You know, saying we're all blessed and the dollars stay circulating in the community. So that is definitely Ujamaa in real life. Okay, it's definitely Ujamaa in real life as well. Collective work and responsibility, making our brothers and sisters' problems our problems and solving them together. Okay, and that's a problem that we have, businesses closing down. Okay, because there's not enough support. We're helping others to stay in business. You understand what I'm saying? While our businesses are struggling, okay, we're helping others to be millionaires and billionaires, you know, while our businesses and our communities is going lacking. And so we definitely have a mindset to be able to restore our people, you know, back to their traditional greatness and to bring that back. That's a practice that we have practiced for decades. You know, matter of fact, I want to really even say centuries. It's really nothing new. The bartering, you know, that's nothing new. You know, I know we talk about other ethnic groups like the Asians and the Caucasians. You know, listen, I respect them. They're taking care of their families, great. But you know what? We've been doing this for centuries. We've been doing this for centuries. So before we actually dive into the subject is, again, okay, success is an excellent teacher. All right. So we want to give thanks unto our Agungun, our ancestors. That's a Yoruba word for ancestors. So our ancestors, known and unknown before us, we want to give thanks. We want to thank them for laying down their life so we can have a better life. We want to thank them for fighting to maintain and to regain our tradition, our spiritual, our physical, and our financial well-being. Additionally, even our land. And also, we want to give honor to one of our members who has transitioned from Synergetic Network Group, LLC, where we are your community liaison for entrepreneurs and consumers. Okay, where we help our community to build generational wealth via business and investing. Our good sister, Gemma Small. We want to send out our love to her and her family. We want to say love and light to our sister. Our sister transitioned on February the 5th. And we're so grateful for a sister like that who gave her gifts and talents, okay, to the community.
Yes.
This sister was always there.
Yes.
So we have decided as a family, as a Synergetic Network Group family, and us as the CEO and also the executive director to give out awards, Spirit of Excellence and award in honor of her, Gemma Small. So Gemma Small, just know, sis, we love you. Your name will continue to live on through us. And we thank you so much for your service, your attitude of servitude. And we thank you so much for coordinating all the events, you know, and just pouring yourself out, the knowledge, the wisdom, understanding you have as it relates to business. Ashe, Ashe, and Ashe. We just wanted to give thanks, family. So we're going to dive in right now. You know, this beautiful woman over here sitting my right, you know, is a powerhouse. And, you know, I celebrate my queen because I seen my queen go from being employed to being self-employed. I seen it happen before my very eyes. She's the only one who I know personally that I've actually seen that happen with. Okay. And I'm just keeping it real. Somebody immediately, directly, you know, that I actually know. And I actually seen my wife do this. You know what I mean? And I encouraged my wife. I said, sweetheart, I said, you know, I know, because she's very private. You know what I'm saying? She's very, very, her Sagittarius self, boy. She's very private. I love my queen, man. She's very private, but she's a woman of greatness. And what you see right now, you know, the empire that we have right now, it will be remiss of me not to give honor to the queen of this kingdom, you know, to not celebrate her and to not acknowledge her, because we love to talk about Oprah Winfrey. We love to talk about the Beyoncés, and we love to talk about Madam C.J. Walkers, and rightfully so. You know what I'm saying? They deserve their flowers, you know, two of them at least, while they're alive. You know what I mean? But I must acknowledge, you know, the Oprah Winfrey in our family. You know, I must acknowledge, you know, the Beyonce in our family. You know what I mean? Because, you know, she actually, you know, worked to be where she is today. And a lot of people, as peace and blessing be upon her, our ancestor Maya Angelou said, they see your glory, but they don't know your story. And so many people try to play down your success because society has painted the picture of what success looks like. And unfortunately, we have been sold on that. But there's a lot of people right in the midst of us that are in our community that has risen above poverty and that has created a financial shelter, okay, and has removed their family, okay, from generational ignorance, from generational poverty, okay, from that type of situation, from crime and violence. They build a economical vehicle to transport their families and transport a lot of us from the community. And because a lot of these people are not icons, they don't get the recognition that they should. And see, I'm not one of those guys. I'm not one of those guys. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of people that we don't know that we really need to get to know. I'm going to say it again. There's a lot of people that we don't know that we really need to get to know. There's friends that we have in our circle. Some of you don't even know who they are, but they're millionaires and they teach us. You don't even know their name, but they're millionaires. They're not on no social media platform showing off their cars and their houses and boasting about, who they know and how much they have, but they're rich. See, this is the big mistake of a lot of us in the African community. We're so sold on, the bells and the whistles and some people, they're fronting. They're not even what they're presenting to you. You understand? But we're persuaded that they are because of what is being displayed on the outside. I never forget when I was in high school, I had a friend, who he had on the latest Jordans. Yeah. Had on the latest Jordans, had on a Sherlin. And for those who don't know what that is, I'm from New York. So that's a very, very, very expensive jacket. Looked like a pilot jacket.
Wow.
You understand? That's called a Sherlin. You understand? Had the J's on, right? But yeah, he walked up to me. I'm talking about this man got J's on, got the Sherlin on, got the expensive shirt on, got the high dollar jeans on, and he asking me for lunch money. I'm going to leave that there. I'm going to let that marinate. You understand? Let me tell you something, man. Success leaves clues. What about Warren Buffett? When you show me a wealthy African person that don't, try to bling and try to show off, then I'll gravitate towards that person. I think the only other person I know about it, I believe, is Robert F. Smith. You know what I'm saying? How they was trying to get him to start really coming out and start talking about wealth. He was one of those guys too. When I think about it, he a billionaire, but he wasn't out here, look at me, all this and with the chain and wasn't doing all that. So Robert F. Smith and Warren Buffett are two individuals. Yes, he don't look like me. So what? He teaches people how to build wealth. Bottom line. And I'm going to listen. That's how we got here. Everybody who we listen to don't look like us. You understand what I'm saying? Contrary to popular belief. You know what I mean? And I'm not going to get into that debate right now because it's about something else. But, we want to just, share some things with you as it relates to how we got to where we are for today. For those who don't know, we are serial entrepreneurs. My queen and I, we went into a real estate business together. We control, okay? We're not business owners. We control business. We control business. We have multiple businesses that we control. You understand? When you get around the wealthy, they start talking like that because your business is a separate entity. It's its own entity. Your business controls, your business is the one that owns that. You don't, your business does. But nevertheless, though, we control multiple businesses as well, online businesses. Also, we have a networking business. Again, as you know, Synergetic Network Group, LLC, as well. And so what we like to do is, because we both come from the hood, we like to share some tips with you in regards to how you can be successful. You know what I mean? And so I want to just encourage you today before my queen start talking, because I want her to tell her story. All right. I just want to encourage you, family. Don't allow people to play you. I'm serious. Don't allow people to play you. One thing about our people, they'll try to play you because, again, you're not walking around with a Rolex on, and we think that people are broke because they're not driving, a Bentley. We think people are broke because, they're not driving, these high dollar cars. Let me tell you something. The millionaires I've met, they don't drive what you think. I'm telling you right now. One of them is Warren Buffett, who have a Cadillac. But he's like one of the fourth richest people in the world. Think about that. Living a basic home, driving a basic vehicle. But he's richer than all of us put together, though. So, Queen, if you would please, talk to us about your journey, sweetheart, because, I believe that, me personally, I believe that you are a wonderful example of success. I really do. I'm so proud of you. And I want the world to know this, because we have these conversations in private. You know what I mean? and I'm serious about this. I want you to know to share your journey. You know, now, you know, you like our Baba, Eddie Gilliard, you know, who was a multi-millionaire who had a construction company, you know, was one of the first around in that area to do it. You know what I mean? And this is the man that raised you to be the woman of greatness that you are today. Talk to us, tell us your story. Tell us, you know, a portion of, you know, how you got to where we are today.
Oh, okay. Thank you for acknowledging me.
Welcome.
You know, as stated, you know, my king, he always says that, you know, you have a story to tell your story. And I'm like, look, you know, I'm like you said, I'm personable and I'm private. And, you know, I'm not one to put anything out there, you know, to be honest with you. But what I believe he's referring to is the level of things that and that things that we were successful about, things that we've accomplished. I would say this, that my father, as he mentioned, was a business owner. He had a construction company. He was, quote unquote, a millionaire, so to speak, within assets and funds or what have you. He had many people working for him, sometimes at least 50 at a time, you know, right there in our neighborhood, which was Kaya City. But when it comes down to me, I had a wonderful and a great example of someone that was successful in our terms. He was persistent. He was intentional. He was faithful. So since I had that example, it was easy for me to follow that trail that he had blazed. And from the time I was 14 years old, I had my first job. You know, during that time, there was a lot of drugs being sold in the neighborhood and things like that. And my mom say, look, she said, I'm going to teach you how to get what those girls got, but you don't have to do what they do. So from that time, it was instilled in me that if you want something done, you better go do it yourself. You work for it. You don't sit and wait for anybody to come and give you a car, or you have to do these unseemly things in order to get money or what have you. I had perfect examples. My parents, they led the way. They planted the seed. And as I went on, I remember 17 years old, I had been working. And when I was 17 years old, I got my first brand new car off the lot. Nobody drove it. It wasn't used. It had about 20 miles on it. You know, I got my first brand new car because it was instilled in me. If I want something, go after it, go get it. Mm-hmm. So after I was 17 years old, you know, I went to, I believe, nursing school and some other things, and left my parents' home and after I left my parents' home, I went to live in the projects. You know, you want to say Section 8 housing, welfare recipient, all of the others, you know, and then by that time I had my son. But because of the seed that was planted inside of me, and because of the trail that my father blazed, I again decided to go down that trail. Around 21 years old, I was tired of living in that spot. It was a stepping stone for me anyways. So I began to scout the area for a home, a house. Didn't have any money, just had a dream. So I remember going through the neighborhood saying, I want to live over here. Mm-hmm. And didn't have any money, but I took it upon myself to contact a realtor in order to get a contract on this home. So I did. I submitted the contract. The next thing I know, I got a call back say, you know what? You're the successful the successful winner of this bid. And I'm like, oh, for real? I was just playing. I was playing. I don't have any money. But then, you know, that's when faith comes into play. I had huge, great faith. You know, I used to always say, you know, Lord, I don't know how you're going to do this with me, you know, being a single parent, buying this house, and I was making $8 an hour. I said, Lord, I don't know how you're going to do it, but I know you're going to do it. And on the days of me being on contract, I had 60 days to come up with the balance. Didn't have any money, nowhere to get it from. I was looking. My parents didn't give it to me. You know, my significant other didn't give it to me. You know, as a matter of fact, Some of them made mockery of me because I had a dream and a vision. But that didn't stop me from going and getting what rightfully belongs to me. So I remember saying, you know, again, I don't know how I'm going to get this money, but I know that it's going to come every day. I don't know how I'm going to get this money, but I know it's going to come. I looked under, I pressed every door that I can press to open. You know, doors was just shut. I couldn't get in anywhere to get, I think it was about $2,000, wasn't hardly that much. You know, and so one day, and I say day 59, I was sitting on my job and they called everybody in a meeting. And they said, we're going to give you guys a bonus. Mind you, this was the biggest bonus that they've ever gave. I was in pharmaceutical sales at that time. And they gave us this bonus, and this bonus was enough to cover the closing costs of my home.
Now, family, we have to take a nice little pause there. And this is the reason why we keep telling you that the supernatural will put some super on your natural. We're spiritual people. We got here by divine inspiration and blessing. We're going to continue to let her talk, but I just had to inject there because you to really pay attention to what she just said. You understand? Because we feel like we got to have this abundance of wealth in order for us to gain wealth. And we're going to revisit that here in a minute. You're going to see how her faith and action got her and got us and our family because of her faith and her obedience to where we are today. Please continue, Queen.
Yes. So I was able to get the money to close on the home. I just want to go back a little bit because where I was working at that time, they weren't paying it much. Like I say, $8 an hour. I was in pharmaceutical sales. You know, I was selling to the military at that time, pharmaceuticals, and they really wasn't paying us that much. I was a master inside sales rep. But when I got to how I was able to get to the job, it's because my mom at the house, she taught me how to type. She taught me how to use a computer. She taught me how to do invoices. So I put that on my resume and then I was hired. But when I got there, they told us about investing. They told us about 401k. They told us if you give $1, we'll give you $1. They taught us, they gave us all these extra benefits and all these things. And that was when I was 19 years old. So I began to maximize my investment in my 401k being matched dollar for dollar, you know, at times, you know, hundreds of dollars a month. Since I was 19 years old, putting inside of my 401k and my 403b. Now today they tell you don't do that, but I'll tell you why. But I'm going back to me purchasing that home. It was by faith. It was by faith that I was able to go into to purchase that home. But during the journey, you know, it wasn't always, you know, howdy. About when I was 25 years old, I went and put a contract down on 2 condos in Palm Air. If anybody know where Palm Air at, I was getting ready to purchase some, but because I got stutter stepped or I got discouraged, I didn't go through with that. And for now, years.
Let's expound on that because I do want to stop you there because I recall you saying, you don't have to say who is it, but you was waiting on other people.
Yeah.
You was waiting on other people to do what you was called to do.
Right.
Right. And so you missed it because you was waiting on other people.
Yes, exactly.
All right. So we want to be honest. We want to just put it out there because see, now you're back on track where you're supposed to be. And now you're living the dream that you have. And family, I just want to share this with you real quick. And I just want to help, you know, because we do this thing together because I really feel like this is necessary to talk about. Why am I saying that? I just want to share with you when I was at a car wash, it was a guy and he was telling me, you know, as a representative, hey man, you know, you really shouldn't get this monthly, you know, car wash package because you're going to get charged even when you don't use it, right? In his mind, that wasn't intelligent. But I knew how often my vehicle need to be cleaned because I'm also a CEO of multiple businesses. So I had to make sure that I upkept my vehicle due to all the business interactions that we were having when we were in South Florida, right? So when I did the math and calculated how much I would be spending, okay, should I have did it his way, it would have cost me more. I hope you follow what I'm saying. See, I knew what was going on in my life, and also she knows during the spring and the summer, all that pollen fly on the vehicle, okay? And I would have been washing that vehicle like all the time, like almost every day, family. I'm not exaggerating, because that pollen was flying. She know what I'm talking about. It fly all over the cars. You understand? So I said, no. I'm going to get this unlimited wash because I can go as many times that I want, and it wouldn't cost me as much as it would should I pay every time I went for, my vehicle to be clean. So I hope you're following what I just said. So please, Queen, please continue.
Well, after, being 21 years old and purchasing my first home by faith and falling into some of the other adversities that came, and where I allowed people to detour me off my chosen path. I've always had a desire to be an entrepreneur and to go forth. So after that happened, I believe it was marriage. I started having kids, and although I had kids and things like that, I still went to college. I still, did trades. I even went to construction school for a while. Also, at the age of 25 is where I began to build, I'm going to say an addition. I call it a whole house, an addition onto my home that was the size of a whole house. I didn't have everything that I need. I didn't have all of the monies and all of this things, but I commenced to build. And so I began to build an additional couple bedrooms, some vaulted ceilings, some everything.
So let us pause. So you had a vision. So you had a vision, and you didn't allow what was happening to deter you from fulfilling the vision and the dream that you had.
Right.
So you were working on faith.
Right.
At the time. So now we're talking law of attraction. Now we're talking your faith has drawn these things into your life, because some people think there's some hocus pocus. They see, I want to point these things out. Yes. So now we're talking, now you're laboring in faith. You know what I'm saying? You're executing, you have a vision and a dream, and you're working towards that.
That's correct.
And so now you're not allowing nothing to distract you. You're keeping the faith now.
Keeping the faith.
And working towards your goal. Yes. Okay, let's finish.
Yes, and so I did the addition, and it took a while. Sometimes we have to be mindful of who we're attached to. Sometimes, some people are like a weight. They just don't have the same vision as you. You know what I mean? They'll wake up 30, 40 years later and say, "Dag, I should have done that," or "I should have, participated." But what I'm saying to you is, if there's a dream and a vision that you may have, write the vision, make it plain, go towards that. People, they get real funny when you tell them to put up a vision board. If you don't put up a vision board, do a spreadsheet. If you can't do a spreadsheet, write it on a piece of paper. I have a running spreadsheet that I've had since 2004. I can tell you every year since 2004 where my mindset was. You see what I'm saying? A running spreadsheet. I can tell you where my bills were, how much debt I was in, during that time. So that's just me. Everybody is not like that, but that's how I keep track, because I'm intentional in what I do. I'm intentional. If I come on a broadcast, what is my intent? My intent is to touch lives. So as I went on,
you had a plan. So you didn't just become successful without a plan. You weren't just just shotgunning, you know, and it's all over the place.
Yes.
You had a focus, and there was a specific thing that you were trying to do.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So let's keep talking about it.
And so as time went on, you know, I continued to work. And although I wasn't doing everything in my dream, I did put up my money.
Okay, let's talk about it. Let's keep talking about that. So, you know, like the ant, you were saving up.
I was saving up because I knew the day was coming. So from the age of 19.
Discipline. So you had the financial discipline. Now that's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing financial discipline.
Yeah.
I'm hearing ambition.
Yes.
I'm hearing faith.
Yes.
And I'm hearing, you know, you having the financial discipline to save as well. So you all those combined together. But now also what I captured, you said you learned financial strategies.
Yes, I did.
But then you implemented those financial strategies.
Yes.
Okay. Let's keep talking.
Yes, there are some things that, you know, my parents, they got busy. They didn't teach me everything, but I went and purchased books. I was a bookworm, and I wanted to know what to do with my finances. You know, one time we had some back taxes. So I went and took a tax class. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about in my early 20s or what have you. So I did whatever it took to self-educate myself. So based upon Susie Orman and things like that I was reading, I began to put back monies, hundreds of dollars at the time. And nobody knew I was doing this. Nobody, my mama, my daddy, nobody. People treated me a certain type of way. I had some friends that mistreated me, you know, because they thought I didn't have any money. But I've been putting back hundreds and hundreds of dollars since I was 19 years old. And then so I began to
This is good. This is good. I'm loving this, man. I'm loving it. I'm so excited as a husband to hear my queen talk about this, but I'm just excited she's sharing how we got here today.
Yes.
So please keep talking.
So I went on a job, and I proclaimed that was going to be my last job. You know, I began to work at the hospital. I said, this is my last job. So
now we speaking things into existence.
Yes.
You know, so now our words have power. So life and death is in the power of the tongue. So you actually spoke these things into existence as well. It manifested because of your faith connected with you speaking it. Now something that you've seen in the spiritual manifested in the natural.
Yeah.
Okay, let's keep on going.
So I proclaimed that job my last job. And so I said, how much are you matching people in your 401k? What kind of benefits we have here? So, so you giving 6%, 10%? Okay, I'm going to match that, and I'm going to put even more. And at that time, I was putting like $400 a month into my 401k, of course, which was doubling and tripling and all of this other kind of stuff. And I just continued on. I was at that job for 16 years. And after being there 16 years, something all of a sudden, things start shaking and getting out of place. The day I married my king, it's my job. It was worse from that point on, which was letting me know, the Spirit was letting me know it's time to go, sis. It's time to go.
So here we have now, and this is the reason why, fam, I hope you're paying attention to what she said. I have to expound on these points because now you're seeing somebody who's going through a wilderness before they get to the promised land. This is the reason why I told you, you know what I'm saying, to don't let nobody play you. You understand? Some people will try to play you when you're on your way up to the top. They'll mock you. You understand what I'm saying? You reach a dry place in your business. Oh, they want to make sport of you. You know what I mean? Your business was going up or it went down a little bit. You know what I mean? You know, you still are qualified to talk about being successful. Why? Because you established a business successfully. Your business just ran into, you know, a down point moment in your business. You understand? So don't allow none of these naysayers and these negative individuals to speak into your life. Please, Queen, please keep going, please.
So I began to have a lot of trouble on my job, and I said, you know what, it's time to go. So then I had a conversation with my inner self, the Most High. you know, and I heard in my spirit, I need for you for the next 6, because I asked, I was like, should I, you know, finish paying off my house or should I go into real estate? And I heard in my spirit where it says, study for the next 6 months, everything that you can about finance and real estate. And I was like, okay, you know, because that was my answer. I need to go in real estate, or we need to go in real estate.
Yes, absolutely. Because remember now, I kept speaking this to add on to her story, not to cut her off, but seriously though, I have to point these things out. We did the very thing that we spoke the year before that next year. I lie not. From our business, Al Cabalan Lifestyle, the year before, we seen it before it manifested. And then we put in the work for it to come into fruition. It was the same thing with this real estate business. We seen it the year before. Please keep talking.
And we also got to know that, you know, some things, like I said the other day, sometimes it seemed like we just showed up on the scene, or people just showed up on the scene and they just all of a sudden successful overnight. But this has been happening an accumulation for years and years and years and years and years.
Exactly.
So after they began to give me trouble on my job, it was time for me to leave. I studied, you know, everything for 6 months about real estate. My husband, we did, until one day I went to my husband and we started talking. We went and parked in a park. It was just that deep. And I said to him, I said, honey, I said, I think that we can buy houses, you know, maybe $40,000 or something like that.
Tell the story.
Get some income. And my husband was like, what? Where we gonna find a house like that at? And I couldn't answer him because I did not know. I did not know. You know what I mean? So one day we got a sense of urgency to contact his auntie. And when we did, you know, come to find out in Memphis, Tennessee, at that particular time, you know, she was like, yeah, you can get a house for that over here. I was like, really? She was like, I paid $17,000 for my house. I was like, say word. And I need a 6-pack of them, auntie, you know.
Absolutely.
So in the meantime, like I was saying, you know, where would you get those finances from, right? If I was going to a regular bank to get finances to finance some of the things that, you know, we had on our agenda, it wouldn't happen. You see what I'm saying? We were our own bank. You see what I'm saying?
In-house bank.
Exactly.
In-house bank. So I have to expound what my queen is talking about, because we want you to know why you need to listen to what we're saying to you. I'm serious. This is not about, for us, it's not about showboating. You know, we really want you to understand why you need to listen to what we're saying. You understand? Because she more than I hope she talks about it. I'm gonna let her keep going to let them know, you know what I'm saying, about, you know, what we did, because this is the reason why we're on here talking to you.
So we after getting the information, whatever, and how much it was, and we didn't need a bank. Why didn't we need a bank? Because I had been saving ever since I was 19 years old. Not only that, remember the addition that we put on the house? 19.
And how? Well, never mind. I ain't gonna ask you that question. I was gonna ask her how old she was, but she don't like that. So I want to keep peace in the house.
But then you have to remember the addition that was put on the home when I was 25 years old, set it up for an appreciation of value. The whole house appreciated $250,000. Mind you, I only paid $50,000. And that was back in the day. But, you know, we did the addition and it appreciated that, plus you know, savings and things like that.
So now we're talking about home equity. And this is the reason why, family, when you hear me come on here and talk about home equity, okay, my wife was the one who taught me about equity. I didn't know nothing about it. I'll be the first one to tell you. People just say, hey, get you a house, get you a family. But this is the reason why equity is so important. Okay, because the strategy that we share with you guys, we want you to understand, we do this in real life. Synergetic Property Solutions, LLC, we have a real estate investment business. We're not just on here running our mouth. You can look us up in Tennessee, okay? We're not just talking. We want y'all to understand this is why you need to listen. We got these homes with what, Queen?
Cash.
Cash.
See, we were the bank.
Cash. We were the bank.
We were the bank.
We were the bank. That's the reason why I keep telling you, don't let people play you. See, that's why I'm going to just be honest with you. I laugh at people that laugh at us. They're funny to me because the same people that take you a joke as a joke, they broke.
I just want to say that there are many, many strategies that you can use in order to obtain, a lot of success. I'm careful with that word success because success for me may be different than for success for you.
No. Don't be careful. Say it.
Yeah.
I'm serious. Say it because and we're going to talk about that because that's why I said what I said earlier, because some people, they got this false perception of what it really is. We call success a Bentley. We call success. But listen, and I have to expound here, but I have to. Please just give me space to expound because that's why I use these guys that's in these videos that's fronting, but they actually renting these cars. You understand what I'm saying? So are they really successful? Just because, see, we think, and listen to me very closely, because we have to get this illusion out of the way of what success is. We think because people on TV that they're rich, but a lot of them are not because they have bad contracts. You understand? They're bringing home doggone nickels and dimes. They're bringing home money that people would know. This is no knock for people who work at McDonald's or Burger King. Seriously.
Yes,
but a lot of them are not making as much money as you think. This is the reason why I keep saying to you that you got to stop being deceived by what you see. It's what you don't know. You understand what I'm saying? It's what you don't know. You know what I mean? They're giving you this false perception of what success is. Oh, I'm driving this road. Listen, family, listen. If you're not leaving an inheritance behind, you're not successful. I'm telling you now. Yes, I'm telling you, people can have their own definition all they want to. If you don't leave an inheritance behind, then you were not successful. You were not. If your wife doesn't have an inheritance from you and you're a husband and vice versa, if your children don't receive it, you are not. I don't give a doggone if you got $1 million house. If your child and your children don't know how to build, sustain, and grow wealth, you're not successful. Period. If you don't have wills, if you don't have your powers of attorneys, you understand what I'm saying? If you don't understand investing, you are not successful. That's why I'm saying what I'm saying to you. You understand? Because there is people, no knock on Brother Robert Epstein. I got a lot of respect for him. You understand? But even as himself, when it came to that trust, that a lot of people don't understand what had happened. That's how he got in trouble with the law tax-wise, because he didn't have the right information. And he's a billionaire. He's a billionaire. Do you understand that? Do you understand how serious that is? He is a billionaire and he didn't have his trust set up right. And he's a billionaire. What we don't know will hurt us, family. That's why I keep saying, what's the purpose of getting all that money and you don't know how to sustain it? Okay? And you don't know how to grow it. And then you don't know how to protect what you have accumulated. We don't really understand what success really is. And that's the reason why I'm expounding on it. People look at the little person like us and think, oh, they don't know anything. You don't understand. We know how to grow a business, grow a business, build a business. You understand? And sustain a business. But people look at you, oh, you're a small business owner. Oh, you don't know this, or you don't know that. But you don't know what we know. Let me prove it to you. I had a brother getting ready to go pay somebody for him to get an EIN number. That's for free.
5 minutes.
It's for free. And he was getting ready to pay $500,000 to go to get an employer identification number. And you can literally go on the IRS site and register your business for free. Now, registered with the state is not for free. You got to pay. You got to pay annually. See, this is what people understand.
Yeah, you pay a fee.
Business. Listen, family. You got to understand what it means when somebody don't pay. That's really not the right way. You know, you get a waiver as a business owner. You get a waiver as a business owner. Do you understand that? Every year you pay tax on your business. Just like when you have land, property, you got to pay. You have to pay property tax. If you don't, you got it unless you got it in a give me 1 minute. I'm trying to think about the word. Unless you have it in a business form, like a
okay.
I'm trying to, the word is escaping me right now.
Like a 501(c) or something like
Well, a 501(c), yeah, but you know, it's another one I'm looking for, you know what I'm saying? Because that's really like nonprofit organization and what have you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But it'll come to me as we go on in the video and whatnot. I just wanted to share that with you because, you know, that's when you really don't pay tax. But if it's for profit, you got to pay taxes.
I'm going to say this too.
Okay? If it's for profit, you're going to have to. You understand? Unless you have it set up in a certain way, you know, in a trust and all these other things like that, you know, and you know, that I'm not going to, you know, get deep into that right now because we got to take it ABC 1, 2, 3 for some of you just starting out, stuff like that. But these are things I learned from millionaires.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's why I say don't let people play you because people don't know who your teacher is. You understand? And building wealth, okay, it's like a house. Your house is not built overnight, but it's a shelter, right? You got to get the foundation down. You got to do the electrical. You got to do the plumbing. You understand? You got to lay the bricks. You got to put all the framing and things of that nature up. And then eventually, once it's complete, it's a house where you can eventually dwell that protect you from the elements. Building wealth is the same way, family. It takes time.
I just want to say this. I have to backtrack when he started speaking of business. During the time before we got to where we're at in real estate, during the time when you know, I was building up, I was, you know, putting back and things like that, I had a side business. Let me explain something. People discount side businesses such as Mary Kay and things like that. Those individuals are self-employed, and guess what? They get the same business tax credit as anybody else. And every year I had my Mary Kay business, I claimed the deductions, which fortified my return, which allowed me to invest more, which allowed me to do things, you know, for my family even more. You see what I'm saying? Don't despise the day or despise people where their businesses look like they're not doing anything, you know, or what have you, because there are significant tax credits that can be taken. And I was taking advantage of that. I was taking advantage of those returns. You see what I'm saying? That was money that I did not work for. You know what I'm saying? I had the business, but it came back to me, so to speak. And so, you know, basically, you know, that's it. We're here. We purchased all of our homes cash. I mean, we purchased our home cash. We still own whatever. You know, I don't like to put, you know, this
too much.
Just too much information. You know what I'm saying? Just too much information. So I think if that's not.
Well, that was good.
Well, that's because we still, you know, because after coming off the job, oh, that was a whole nother. That's a whole nother thing. We'll have to do that on another day, because you know.
Well, actually, I believe you touched on it because you said how you was able to get the properties, and the properties was enabling you.
And then what about our Caroline lifestyle?
Exactly, and see, that's another thing. See, our online business too is contributing to her being self-employed, and then not only that, the real estate. You know what I'm saying? Is contributing to that, and that's the reason why I want her to share that because she full-time, you know, employed, you know, self-employed. You understand? So this is real. And what I was trying to get out was the other shelter where it's called a foundation. There you go. That's what I was actually looking for, was the word called foundation. Like when you create those type of things, and understand these things are legal. See, this is what I'm trying to say. Family, you got to understand these legal ways in order for you to be able to build up, wealth. These things are in the tax codes that we're talking about. You understand what I'm saying? All these things fall in a specific tax code. You understand? And it tells you in these tax codes what you can get a tax credit for. Having a home business and things of this nature. And it's all about you learning these strategies. You understand what I'm saying? And losing this microwave wealth building overnight foolishness. Because family, listen, when the title of this message is Success is an Excellent Teacher, what am I telling you? I'm gonna just be honest with you. A lot of these people that are saying that they're wealth building strategists, I listen to them talk, I know they're not. Because I have friends that are bona fide. And I'm not boasting. I keep saying, I want you to understand, family. When I come on here and share this information with you, it's a domino effect. I know some of you don't know this stuff. You understand? This is why we come on here and share this with you. We ain't coming here playing wealth knowledge games with you. No, our friends is bona fide millionaires on the books. On the books. Okay? And this is why I keep telling you, stop listening to these people that really don't know what they're talking about. Because let me tell you something. With wealth comes jargon. Remember when I was talking to you about not saying you own, you control? That's millionaire talk. That is not the average knowledge of an average business owner or an average day-to-day person. It is not. It is not. When you start talking investing instead of spending, that's wealth talk. Do you understand? When you start talking about, putting your properties in land trust to protect your assets, that's wealth talk. The average person don't know that. The average person don't know, get you an LLC or construct you a foundation. Put your assets in that foundation. Then nobody can't touch it. How many people talk like that? You know why? Because the wealthy only know this information. This is the reason why I laugh when people don't think that because we're not living in a mansion or we're not driving a Bentley that we don't know what we're talking about. It's not about showing off. This is what we don't understand. Wealth is not about showing off. It's about building an economic shelter so your family won't continue to be poor. We're missing it. We're too busy trying to prove, or trying to be something that we're not instead of being. We got to start moving away from this showy, flashy, look at me. Oh, I'm all over the Bahamas, but you don't know what their account look like. You don't know that they're running up on their credit cards. You don't know that, do you? You don't know that. Rather than listening to people who are humble and who have small beginnings and can teach you how to build true wealth, and people who really are actually investing, who knows that it takes time for like when you get stocks, oh yeah, it takes time for it to mature. Unless you are with the sophisticated wealthy, like a Warren Buffett, like a Robert F. Smith, okay? Like individuals like that who have access to certain assets and stocks and things of that nature that the people who are just wealthy, they're not wealthy, don't have access to, okay? And this is the reason why I'm encouraging you, family, to take out your time to humble yourself, to learn and to listen to people who are actually doing it in real life and pay attention to people grow. When we did the videos, all of the things that we're talking about is not only just on video, but it's on record with the state. No, I have to share this with you. Real talk. You understand? Because listen, when somebody's saying they're your teacher, I'm teaching you right. Trust me. I'm not just trying to tell you all our business. I'm not playing. I'm serious.
because I'm not
When somebody trying to teach you and they're saying, "Oh, I'm this and I'm that," check the state records. When they're saying they own all of these properties and all of this other stuff like that, relax, please. You know what I'm saying? I'm serious.
No.
You know, go check the records, because that's where you go to find out whether or not these people do so and so and so. It's on the records. You understand? Now, again, not unless they have it in some type of private trust or something like that, then you won't have access to it. You understand what I'm saying to you? You know, and that's all I'm trying to say to you. You know, if they're not talking the right talk, then they're just talking. You understand? And this is the reason why it's important to be in the know, because if you don't know, they'll pull the wool over your eyes. All right. So we thank you all for tuning in to this Wealth Business Strategy program with my queen and I. And again, the title, that Success Leaves Cool. Anything you wanted to close out with, baby? Anything you want to touch on to the top?
No. You know, that's a portion of the testimony, so to speak. It's just a portion. It's just
wonderful.
A portion.
And we appreciate you sharing that with us, for real. Thank you coming out your shell. You know, because she's an introvert. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I just,
you know, we appreciate her coming out of her shell and sharing certain things, you know, with you all. Let's see. Okay, yes. Wealth accumulates over time. Chawani, we thank you for tuning in. Blessings to you too. Thank you so much. So, family, you all have a blessed one. All right, we got to get off of here. We got some things we need to take care of. But we love all of you, and you want to hear a continuation of this message as well. You know, to be able to share more things with you in that regard. All right, building wealth for you and your family. Okay. So just remember, it's not about showing off, you know what I'm saying? It's about setting you and your family up, you know, to be, you know, financially stable and for generational wealth to pass down, so that you and your family will be able to take charge of your lives, and you won't have to be subject to a lot of these things that those who don't have the resources are subject to. Okay. So, you know, it's for that reason too, as well. You know, it's for you better live where you want to live, drive what you want to drive, go where you want to go. You understand what I'm saying? To be able to enjoy life, to know what it is to be able to enjoy life, to be able to take your children to these amusement parks, and to be able to go to Jamaica and all these things and come back and you still not broke. Okay? And you still not broke. All right? You know, to get your family out of these war zones, get your family into the best educational institutions, to where they can get educated and they can start their own businesses. This is what this is all about. All right. So you be blessed. You have a blessed one. We love you. And remember, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we come on here at 10 o'clock a.m. Okay. And also on Fridays is Distinctly Relationship. So tune in this Friday for your relationship empowerment. All right. We love you. Peace.
Love you.